Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Defiant Spur, and yeah, I thought I'd do a quick video on the new series of Commander Mode events. This nice little flashy intro. Ooh, tanks, explosions, Chrysler. A new map, it's so exciting! I played a few rounds of the Commander Mode early on in the year, and I found it basic, to say the least. Generally you just select all of your units, click on the cap and you'd win. But they've changed the controls recently and tweaked it in various ways. So let's have a look and see what we have. Okay, we have a section of ops. They're doing a series of ops, kind of like the summer games, winter games, that type of thing. And if you get all of the points and complete it, you get a free tank at some point. I haven't really looked into it that much, to be honest. Like I said, I've only just got back into water tanks after being frightfully busy. It's all tier 8. And yeah, this time you actually get to select the individual tanks in your little army. It's a little bit clunky. It tries to mix your classes, so generally you can't take all of one type, although apparently you can abuse it if you use the rental tanks. You can actually rent tanks, premium tanks, to play during the Commander Mode, either with gold or with silver, which is why you see a lot of matches where the enemy teams are like all HK Chryslers, and yeah, they just stomp you. So yeah, let's have a look, see what we can do. Probably tempted to take the WZ just because it's mobile, and it's always handy to get into position quickly. We'll see. So yeah, here you go. Each different square gives you a different selection of your tanks you can put into it. Right, let's click on battle. Let's just go in and have a look. It's so dark. Ah, yay, Berlin. We all love Berlin. Spoiler alert, I lose. I lose horribly. One of the things I noticed, I actually mentioned it in my competition announcement video the other day, if you actually trawled your way through all of the tripe at the end. I find on my TV screen some of the text doesn't really stand out particularly well. So if you look over in the left hand side there, you can see it shows you your little direction controllers there, and above it little prompts as to what the buttons do. On a TV screen from more than 6 foot away, they don't show up particularly well. So yeah, now what I hadn't realised at this point is you can just use the directional, the D-pad, to select a class of tank. So up for light, down for TD, left heavy, right medium. I was going back and selecting each individual tank, which is really suboptimal. I also didn't realise that you can apparently possess a tank. I've just noticed it popped up there. I'm not sure how useful being able to set waypoints is, to be honest, given how small the maps are and how quick the games are. I generally found the red team just rushed the circle quite quickly. You can also group select everybody and just group select everybody using the screen that you can see. So I was going for kind of like a standard crap plan, but a standard plan here. Have my TDs on the 2-3 line to catch anybody going down there, and then yeah, move up on the circle. But as you can see, I got caught flat-footed. I thought I'd group select everybody to move, and I hadn't. They were all just sitting there. Pretty much this is just like a standard game, really. The green team were being crap. Interestingly, the red team aren't capping yet. which is very strange. The red team in commander mode are players. That's one of the things you can do. You guys must have played it last time. So you got commander mode and tanker mode. In tanker mode, you actually played the red team against the bots being controlled by somebody, and it's quite good fun actually. I don't mind that.
Enemies in the base. Push them out.
Haven't noticed any communication or teamwork with the few games I've played, but like I said, I've only played maybe 5 games or so in the tanker mode.
One of our TDs has been destroyed.
I find the AI on your tanks is terrible. They get hung up on buildings a lot. They do that really annoying thing where they just spin around on the spot, showing their arse and their size to the enemy. They don't side scrape, they don't use terrain, they're terrible. You can put consumables and change your loadouts on the tanks. I don't know if they use any of them. I haven't noticed anybody using premium ammo yet. Well, none of my tanks anyway. Although I guess if you wanted to get that edge, you could just equip nothing but premium ammo on your tanks and destroy them all. Yeah, see, watching this little Trinity here. He's just wiggling his gun turret around. So yeah, I lost painfully.
Your tanks have been annihilated. We'll get them next time.
You get them next time, my ass. Dum dum dum. So here we go. You get the tiny bit of XP. Anyway, that was embarrassing. Next game, Murovanka. Okay. No idea where the cap is. It'd be nice if they actually showed it on the map. My plan for this battle is basically take the high ground. See if I can get up on the ridge. Ah, cap's there at E3, E4. So yeah, I basically just want to get up along the 2 line there, use those at the hills, see if my bots can go into a hull down position. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, see, on the monitor the text is a lot brighter and a lot clearer. But I found on the Berlin map on the TV I could hardly see the right and the left hand side. Set facing. Oh, there's an interesting one.
Destroyers at the ready. Give us something to kill.
See, the fact they've included things like set facing,
Tank destroyers moving
I think
out.
indicates how dumbed down the bot AI is. I mean, it's nowhere near as good as the AI in the war stories, or some of the other PvE missions. I mean, because those bots are quite dangerous, whereas these ones are,
Light tanks
oh, they're just
advancing.
dumb.
Enemy in sight. Scouts on the go.
Come on, guys.
Scouts are on the move.
Move my light tank around. Come back, light tank, come back.
Mediums at the ready. Medium tanks en route to position. Medium tanks on the move. Tank destroyers awaiting targets.
Come on,
TD
up onto the hill.
advancing.
See, like here again, as you can see, I'm going back to each individual tank and clicking on it and moving it,
TD's on the way.
because I still haven't realised the D-pad option here, or the fact you can just toggle left and right between the tanks like you can in replay
Heavy
mode.
tanks awaiting orders.
Alright, everybody hide behind a building.
Heavy tanks advancing.
Dun, 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 dun.
Medium tanks waiting for orders. Mediums moving
Now,
out.
unfortunately, what the red team have done in this game is obviously they've gone down to
Mediums at the
8-9
ready.
in a giant blob of death.
Light tanks waiting on you. Light tanks advancing.
So you can zoom out quite far, which is nice.
Scouts are on the move.
But I think
Scouts on the go.
maybe with a little bit more practice, some of the controls would become more intuitive and faster to use, like the set you're facing, things like that. But I generally find with the speed of the games and how short they are, and the speed of the action that's happening on screen, especially during
Medium tanks
fights,
awaiting command.
you don't really get time to do any of that.
Got an enemy here. Light tanks advancing.
So it'd be nice if they could do something about that in further iterations of this. I quite like the idea of the
Medium tanks on the line.
multiple
Medium
stages.
tanks waiting for orders.
Oh, wow.
Look out, enemy spotted.
IKEA Steve is getting killed. Poor Steve. Yeah, there he goes.
Allied medium tank knocked out.
Yeah, I like the idea of being able to win a tank from it all. That's quite a nice touch.
Heavy tank standing
Though you do
by.
have to play a lot of games. And a lot of people I've seen are just renting, or they have lots of premium tanks.
Friendly medium
But
tank lost.
you can't put multiples of one tank in your team unless you rent them. So if you're going up against a commander mode team and they've got all,
Allied medium tank
like I
knocked
said,
out.
all Chryslers or something, or multiple Chryslers, they're renting them. They're paying silver or gold to do it.
Enemies in the base. Push them out.
Just shoot the
Heavy tank,
vengeance.
Fire on mark.
That's it. You can't circle to death, my jig tig. Spin jig tig
Enemy
spin.
medium tank out of play.
So they're all just sitting there.
Heavy's on the move.
I mean, I'm assuming those are players. They're playing pretty dumb at the moment. I mean, sure they win. They
Enemy tanks
stomp
in the
over
base.
me, but
Get rid of them.
maybe they're not players.
Our heavy tank has been destroyed.
I guess they didn't really feel in any danger, so they could just sit there in a giant blob.
Heavy tanks on target.
Boom,
Enemy
dead.
heavy tank destroyed.
Another depressing loss. Yeah, what can I say about this? It's entertaining. Once you get used to the controls,
Our
it's
vehicles
probably
have all
okay.
been destroyed. We'll get them next time.
I'd rather just play the multiple player game. If they had something where you could maybe form up a platoon and go against PvE bots, that'd be pretty cool. But Hidden Village. Now, I like this map. Last time the commander mode was out, I had some stonking battles on this. Admittedly, they were all just select all and go to C7. Make sure the first tank that gets in is in the middle of your blob, and you generally win because they can't get to him. Okay, here we go. You know what? What I'm probably going to do is fast forward the rest of this because, well, you know what happens. I die.
Attention, commander on the line. The objective is to capture the enemy base or destroy all enemy tanks. Awaiting orders. Light tanks on the move. Scouts are on the move. Medium standing by.
Now, actually, by this time I'd figured out how to use the D-pad controls. I take quite a lot of casualties initially, but I'm able to be a lot more reactive and a lot faster with issuing my placements. The AI of the tanks is still pretty dumb. They still tend to spin their turrets around, show their ass to the enemies, but it does mean you're able to quicker place your movement orders. I see I just sit heavy tank in the cap and go around and kill them. They had an arty, which I hadn't seen so far. Not in any of the matches I played. He managed to get a couple of kills, I think. Mainly because my tanks... That's the thing, your tanks don't zigzag or anything, just drive in a straight line. They are dumb as hell. And I won! Woo! Didn't win any points. That sucked. You know, after that, I think what we need is something more entertaining, something more cheerful. Chocolate cake. Yum 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 yum. Look at that lovely ganache oozing over it. See, much better than some silly commander mode. And no, this is not the runners-up prize in my competition I'm running on my other video. Oh, moist, moist chocolate just trickling over it. This is one of my favourite cakes to make. It's so moist inside and really rich as well. You can only have a tiny amount, otherwise you just die. Look at it just trickling over it. Just teasing the top of the cake there with the ribbon of liquid ganache. See? If more people ate chocolate cake, everybody would be happier. There'd be less rage in World of Tanks. Look at that, so nice. Oh, look at it. Half a litre left. Shall I? Shall I? Yes, that's just... look at that. I could let it wait for the ganache to thicken and then just spatula it over. I sometimes like to do that so you end up with a nice sort of like inch thick layer of truffly chocolate ganache all over the top of your cake. But I decided to go with the more liquid, warmer ganache as it just trickles on, and then it'll form a lovely, quite not crunchy hard, but fairly hard, sheeny, shiny crust. A bit like Zimmerit, I guess. Oh, here we go, cutting into the cake. A little bit of resistance there, just from the layers of ganache which have started to harden. Inside there's a raspberry jam. Oh, you can see the chocolate clinging onto the knife. Have to excuse my dodgy camera work here. It was done with my phone. Let's see. No. I thought I could maybe just scoop it up with a knife there. But you just need to get in there. Thrust it around a bit more. Here we go. And lift it up. Get in under the bottom. And then onto the plate. Look at that. It's so dark and rich and moist. Shall I? Look at that. Unctuous chocolate. Anyway. Have fun, guys. I've got the... what video have I got coming up next? Is it another one for the T-34 too? I think it could be. And tomorrow I'll be doing a video announcing the winners of the competition I've got, the tank giveaway. If you haven't seen it yet, or entered, go and enter. It's the KV-122 Bear plus a runners-up tank. Anyway, love you all, guys. Take care. See you in game. Goodbye.